Yo, everyone, welcome back to the MTB FraudCast, episode 2. I'm with my boy Denny Janetti. Denny, how's it going, man?
The frauds are back,
The frauds
baby.
are back,
The
baby.
frauds. You thought the fraudulence was gonna stop. No chance, man. So give the people a little update. How you feeling? How's everything going?
Yeah,
Everything's
I'll show my hand, maybe if people can see it. It's scarring. It's still very swollen. I have to do a lot of PT work to make it looser, but yeah, it's moving forward, which is good. It definitely means I have to get creative with how what my content looks like right now, which kind of is a good segue for um, what we're talking about today, and that's content creation, YouTube in the mountain bike space. And there's a lot of thoughts about this one, but I guess Denny first, like, what when we first started talking about this, you were like, "This is gonna be good." I hate the term content creation.
I really do. I'm glad you said that because I was glad you're not avoiding that. But
No,
I
let
I I don't like that term. I get it. Like I understand it. I think it's a little different. Like I think something like this you could describe as content, quote unquote. For me though, it's like it's kind of a personal thing. I don't really see myself as like a public figure. Maybe it's because I'm small, or maybe just because like I said, I'm starting to get recognized, which is
well, your
kind of
channel's
cool.
small, right?
Yeah, I'm not
Oh,
a small guy. I'm like 230 pounds, my
I was like,
man.
aren't you like over 6 feet?
No, I'm like 5'10", 230. I'm built like
Cool.
most Russian nesting dolls.
What is the size of your channel right now?
I'm right. I'm getting close to 500. I'm getting
Cool.
there. I've been this year's been pretty good. I've actually put a little bit of effort into it, and that's like has a lot to do with like influences from you and a lot of guys.
Sure.
I know guys and girls I know. So, but like I was saying, I don't really like. So to me, it's more just like we've talked about it for those of you who have heard when me and I interviewed you. I use my channel more as like a digital diary. I make it look nice and I like it because I enjoy like video editing. I know it's like weird to say, but like I really do enjoy it. And I like sharing my experiences of that because initially it was just for me to like have and see, and then it started like a couple of my friends started watching it, and it's kind of started to grow. And I've made some like video essay type stuff. I've messed around with making like trail reviews and making like, oh, this is a tip you should avoid. And I find myself not enjoying that. I know that some people do. I know you're really big with like the trail system reviews. I know that that's like something that you've done in the past. And for me, I just don't like it. It's not for me. And I think the thing is I know I don't ride like Remy Metallier, so like my riding can't just speak for itself.
Sure.
So I get a little creative by being like I try to be very vulnerable with people. If you've seen anything that like I've put out there, like I've been like very open and honest about my thoughts and feelings about, and which I think you don't get. I try to be very more realistic. To me, when I hear content creation, it feels more like what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the Mr. Beastification of like YouTube, where it's like, oh, I spent $1,000 on tires. Are they gonna be good? And it's like I don't like that personally. Some people might like it's attention grabby, but like for me, like when I hear that, like I don't think of myself that way. I think of myself as just a guy who rides bikes who puts his thoughts out on the internet from time to time.
What would you call it then? If it's not like if what you're doing is not considered in your mind like content creation, are you just like a YouTuber? Are you a blogger? Like what would be
I
the
don't even
title?
know. I don't even know. It's funny you say that because like a couple I think like a month ago I actually put in for the longest time I have like the professional dashboard on my Instagram because I don't know because I made it public and I was like, oh, I gotta make it look good at least. And it said video creator for the longest time and I'm like I'm like a mountain biker. So I changed it to athlete, which is kind of like not what I am either. But like I literally put in the bio, not a content creator. Like I just for me, like it just feels like and like I don't disparage anybody who looks at themselves that way. Like it's just a personal thing for me. I just look at it as like a guy who shares his experiences and like if somebody else watches it and gets something out of it or enjoys it, like that's just a cool byproduct. Like when I make the video essay type stuff that I do, it's me just sitting down and speaking for like 5, 6 minutes about just something that's on my mind. And usually it's like a personal topic. And that's where I kind of hope I reach people. You know what I mean? More than anything, because I feel like sometimes, like to me, this sport it's more than a sport. It's helped me in so many ways. It's helped me kick a really nasty like drinking habit. I've been sober for 7 months now.
Sick.
I I've lost like probably 10 pounds, like, and I've met some amazing people. And like I think sometimes people just view it as a hobby, but to me it's a little more than that. And I try to be a little more personal with things like that. And I think when you see content creation, I think it becomes, it's like, well, I'm going to put out something for someone else. And I think maybe I just do it for me. You know what I mean? If
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I think I kind of relate and kind of disagree on some sense. Like
Yeah.
I do think the content creation can oftentimes be for somebody else. I think I resonate the most with that point. Um, but I also think it's like not that deep, and that like I am creating some content and I'm just
Mhm.
posting that content. But one thing you mentioned of like the reason why you started, and I think that's a big reason why I started, is it's literally like my mountain bike diary. Like it's a
Right.
journal of my progression, right? Of going, like I can still go back to the first like video I posted basically right when I got my mountain bike up until, whatever, when I was riding before the crash, and I can see the total journey, can see like
Right.
how I got better at different trails, and like that's kind of what started it. But there is this weird, I don't know, this weird thing where when you start posting and you start getting some interaction on the videos, like
Hmm.
likes are easy, but when you start seeing comments, or you see the same comments from people, or the same people commenting, I guess is a better way to put it, it's
Yeah.
it's really fun to build that community and build that
Yeah.
engagement. And like somebody I never met, but I know is this, online name, is really
Yeah.
interactive and really engaging. And then you think like, what do they want to see from me? And it kind of changes of, maybe what content you put out there.
Right.
Um, and so that's where I do resonate, that sometimes like the videos that I have created, I can definitely pinpoint the ones that I'm like, I was not invested in this. This is just
Yes.
like I just posted this to post it. And even you can tell like in some of my writing, like some of my best writing is when I just like am writing for myself and I don't have a
Right.
story in mind. I don't have like, what's going to be the thumbnail, what's going to be the title, how am I going to make this ride worthwhile to the public? And it's just
Yeah.
like me going out and just doing random sound effects and like whatnot. It's like that's when I'm actually writing and like being silly and having fun. It's like those
Right.
do the best. And like the it's really interesting to see like the analytics. So like
Yeah.
in you're almost at 500, which is like a huge milestone in the YouTube
Yeah.
world. It like honestly is like YouTube is a lot harder than people think.
It's
And so
so
like
hard to get off the ground. It
yes,
really, really is. And like I think it's also just a mental thing too. Like, and it's like if and I'm not saying I do this, but I think we probably maybe subconsciously do it, is like you see a video and you click on a channel and it's got like 150 subs, you're like, and then you click on another channel and it's the same ish video and it's got 2K, you're like, okay. It seems like for whatever reason you subconsciously go, well, that opinion makes more sense to me. And it's like, yeah, no, it's been tough. Like that's the hardest part, is getting off the ground. It
yeah.
really is. And I honestly think it's because I've a lot of, and I think it was something I wanted you right off the bat, you said, is community. I think to me is because I've very, very much kind of modeled my, I guess, like what I do is I ride my local bike park all the time. I try to post a video every week. And a lot of the
Shout out to
time it's
Mountain
just,
Creek.
dude, dude, the place is, I love it. I do. But I've like kind of, I've met so many people through the YouTube and I've become like friends with them and we've rode together. And to me, that's why I like doing what I do, because it's like I said, I was in line for the race and somebody's like, "Oh, are you Denny?" I was like, "Yeah, how do you know that?" And he's like, "Oh, you're bright orange Canfield." And now we're buddies and we ride together. Like, and that's what I like
Was that
about it.
the
I try.
first time you got like recognized?
So I got recognized on Reddit a couple times. I got recognized but we've become very good friends because I have the Discord that I run like you do with the PNW one, and we've added them in there, and like we're best buddies now, a couple of us. So it's like
Cool.
I try to, my big thing is I try to humanize things as much as I possibly can, and I know I can do that now because I am smaller. So I know it's different. Obviously, like a guy like Skills with Phil's can't like go and hug and kiss everyone. Not that I need to do that too, but
Sure.
you know what I mean. I
Yeah.
can't be like best buddies with everybody that like at that large of a channel. But that's like to me is like if somebody comments and says, "Hey, I'm gonna be there," I'm like, "Hey, say hi to me. Let's take a lap," like something like that. And there's a couple people who are whatever, but I think sometimes the toughest part like about YouTube in general, and I'm sure you can relate to this because you have a bigger audience, is sometimes it feels not it's like you're not like you might not feel like a real human if you watch somebody else. Like to me, Remy Metalier is like an idea. You know what I mean? He's not
Yeah.
like a real person. And I try my very best to be just whatever. I tried doing so many things that I thought would work and like I thought would grow my channel. And I just found out that posting just raw trail footage and a video essay when I'm feeling like talking about something is what's done well and I've enjoyed it. I don't know how you feel when it comes to something like that,
Yeah,
but
what's kind of interesting about like the raw upload is used to really do that is I would just go for a ride for the sake of riding my bike. And
yeah.
like I started filming just because I wanted to watch the footage back and then share it with
Right.
like friends and family and stuff. And
Yeah.
that's what I would consider like a raw ride. And then as I started to grow and people started to like more people watch it, and more people like once I had like a pretty in my world like viral video, a couple thousand views, and then Tenant blew up and got like 50,000 views. It's
Yeah.
such an like an adrenaline rush to be like, that's the content people want. I'm
Yeah.
going to zone in on that. And so I tried to then focus like away from the raw rides and just give people what I think they would want to grow the channel. You get that like the little kid dream of, oh yeah, maybe I
Yeah.
could get,
Yeah.
10,000 subscribers, 100,000, and then, I can make a living off this. But then it was like, I don't know, I started doing much more story-oriented, much more like professionally looking videos. And dude, it's draining, man, to like do
Yes.
that. And it's so time consuming. It's still fun. Like I like video editing. I like putting it together. I like trying to come up with stuff, but doing it like one video a week with that mentality is so hard.
It's tough.
And
Yeah.
then at the end of the day,
It
it's
feels
like,
like a chore sometimes. It really
it
does.
does. And
Yeah.
so then after I started doing that, I went back to like this past Halloween, I posted something that's like Halloween raw upload, whatever. And it was again just me out with Jeff and I think
Yeah.
Jared was there actually. And that like got pretty good views when I was kind of in a slump. And I was like, dude, I don't know what the audience wants. Like the algorithm is just so
It's fickle.
strange.
It's
Yeah,
insanely fickle. It's for me, I've kind of taken the tack that I always look, and it's cool to see like there's some videos that I'm proud of that like you said that I think I have like 5K on one that I uploaded and it's like it's well done, but it's just a raw ride. It's just me riding and it's like it goes when people search Mountain Creek Bike Park, it sort of comes to the top of search results
that's
and that's sort
sweet.
of which is cool. And my whole thing is like when I go somewhere, I want to see what a trail is. Like I want to get an idea of what a network looks like. And I'm a normal guy. I can watch Skills with Phil ride Killington or ride Thunder. I'm not ripping and pulling those gaps that he's doing. So it's cool. Like it's fun. It's entertaining to watch, but I just as much as a guy, he's in our Discord. He's a buddy of mine, Corey. He rides for Hero Dirt like I do. And he's like what I do, but at Thunder Mountain. And it's great because we're pretty similar skill levels and he's super cool guy and he's entertaining. His channel's pedaling downhill. And he's just a great dude, but he hits like every trail at Thunder and he hits it at like a normal person pace so you really get to experience it, which I love. I really do. But I'm actually curious to see like who do you have like any like YouTube idols, like people like for
Yeah,
the MTB space
um, idols is kind of like a
or people you
weird
look up
word.
to?
Yeah, it's okay. So before I get to like who I look up to, it's
Yeah.
interesting to hear like you talk about what I felt, which is almost a disassociation with the professional level writers. Is
Yeah.
like you watch their content and you're like, they are doing a different sport. Like that's just so far beyond
It's
me.
more entertaining. It's like if you watch
Yeah,
like like I'm a big hockey fan. Like you know, I can skate and I can play, but I'm not, I'm not a professional hockey player. It's more just like I appreciate it as
Yeah,
opposed to I'm getting something out of it, you know.
which which is why like so I have to like drop Dale Stone is just kind of my unfortunately, like he was kind of the benchmark content
Hmm.
creator that I kind of looked up to that really got me started. Like him, Dangerous Dave, and Nick Van Can. Those three, like that group, is what I started watching when I first started mountain biking and doing the YouTube scene. And I
Yeah.
loved watching all of their rides from like the same day of just like the different footage, the different POVs. All they were doing is just three homies riding their bikes together. And
Right.
that to me was super cool. And that's again what kind of prompted me to really record everything and then post a bunch of stuff.
Hmm.
But the scene has changed. So like there's
You know, I'm
so many
funny.
different
I'm
avenues.
glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. I
Because
know where you're going with this, and I want to hear what you
yes,
have to say.
if you look at like what Dale Stone does now, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a Patreon for him. Like I give
Yeah.
him money every month because I still really appreciate what he's doing. But it's
Yeah, it's
very
cool.
different. It's like he's the break review guy right now, right? Like that's the main stuff he's posting is um, just some break review content, and it's done exceptionally well, but it's
Right.
so different. And he kind of talked a lot about like why the channel is kind of going that way. And then so like you have that kind of started as POV, and now it's doing like really review, full voiceover kind of content. And if you look at like Seth's bikes hacks, like his journey, right, of going from same thing, like kind of BMX, street, POV, mountain bike, and now he's doing like the Burn Peak, also review stuff. And like his content is so incredibly well done and professional. Like I just watched a video of like some really expensive bike products, and I had zero interest in like any of them, but I watched the video start to end just because it was like well
Yeah.
done, right? And
Okay.
so there's just the scene has definitely changed. But then you have people with like skills with Phil who he's kind of stayed pretty similar. Like he's just ripping trails and he can continue to just rip trails and continue to get like the audience and everything. Um, but I don't know, it's different. So like, I guess, do you think there's still a scene for like POV content of like just raw writing? Like, is that still something
So
audience
yes,
wants?
I think the answer is yes, but I don't think. Okay, so I'm glad we got here because this is something that drives me nuts about mountain bike YouTubing is so I'll fully admit I really I and before I'm going to preface this before I say anything. Without YouTube, I would not be a mountain biker. That's one day during the pandemic I was sitting at home and
You're a pandemic writer.
dude, a BCPOV thing came across my thing and I watched it. And like I have a BMX background, but I hadn't rode a bike in like 15 years. And I watched it, I was like, whoa, that looks so cool. And then Remy Metallier video came up because of the algorithm. And I was like, whoa. And then I think like late 2021, I bought like a hardtail and I fell in love. So I will always give love to, mountain biking. I always will. But lately I'm quite frustrated with I used to really like Dale and Dave and Nick. But I've unsubbed from some of them because I don't like the tech review stuff. And it
Mhm.
feels and it's not and listen, I get why they do it. It makes sense, but it feels like a lot of these channels have kind of become like these, I don't want to say shills because that's not the right word, but it's like, well, we're gonna try these really weird like another one is like the Lone Ranger, like a guy like that. Like he barely posts anything, and then the other day he posts something that's like, "Oh, three weird mountain bike products," and I'm like, "Okay, like this is the only thing you've done for about a couple months," and it's frustrating because it's like, yes, if I'm like looking up, like, hey, which brakes do I want? I'd much prefer to like not maybe watch a video, but like look at like a review, like online, like go to like a best product site or whatever and for me, it's just not what I want. I think to answer your question in a very roundabout way, I think the answer is yes. But it's why I've started gravitating towards smaller channels. Like, and it's how I found you. It's how I found, There's a guy named Jake that lives out in Colorado that I've become pretty good buddies with. It's how I found pedaling downhill. It's how I found this guy Downhill Will who rides in New England. And they post, it's their personality is there, and it's just them, but it's raw trail footage. And that's what I want, because that's what I do.
Hmm.
And listen, is there a cap on that? I'm sure there is. But I I'm just like, I don't like working on my bike. I just don't. Like I really don't. Like I I like groaned when I had to change the pedals on my downhill bike because I was like, I don't want to do that. Like I just want to ride them. But that's what I want out of it. And yes, I think you have to be more now if you're a bigger channel. Unless you live in a place kind of like there is an exception to that, because there are the Remy Metalliers of the world that are like, just they live in a place where they can go to a different trail network every day, and the way they ride is just so breathtaking. But even a guy like him, it's just so like well done and produced well,
Well,
and it's
also like with
yeah,
Remy, he he has, I think, like three different channels right now. He has his like main channel, which
yeah,
has a lot more production story to it. He has now a Remy Metalier Raw, and
yep,
that's literally what we talked about, is just raw writing. And honestly, I watch that one more than I watch his
same,
like production stuff. And again, because
yeah,
I gravitate more towards, dude, I just want to kick back, like open a beer and just watch some
yeah.
people ride trails. Like
Live vicariously through you.
yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah,
And
I'm the same way.
but then he also has like a podcast channel, right? Because it's like,
Yes,
depending on how the algorithm works, and it's definitely like our perspective is like, it's our opinion, but it's also pretty small because theirs is a business, right? Like they
right,
are actually
exactly.
bringing in, and that's their full-time job. So they have to study like the analytics, what are people watching? And it's just,
Yes,
I think it's just factual that like, even though we enjoy POV content, that's not what's like
there's a
popular
cap. No,
anymore.
there's a
Like,
cap for sure.
yeah.
It's YouTube in general used to, like, again, I might date myself here, but I remember I used to, like, in 2007, like subscribe to like Machinima Gaming, and
Oh
like
yeah.
like with like C Nanners and Mr. Sark,
Yeah.
and like that was my introduction to YouTube and Epic Mealtime. And like it had this like DIY feel to it. But now, in I'm 2025, but like, whatever year, it can't have that DIY for you to be big. Like there's
No.
so many channels out there that I run into, and I can't think of their names because I've subbed to some of them. There's this one guy you may have come across him. He rides at Whistler a lot. I think he's like in his teens. It's Oven is the name of the channel. He rides unbelievable. His editing is great, but it's like it's almost his ceiling's almost capped, because it's like, okay, you're a good rider. What
You
can you
need more.
offer?
Like you
Right,
need to have, so I look at people like single track sampler, right?
right,
And his channel's a taste. Like you have to have a taste for that personality. But
yeah,
I admire it a ton because he's
it's
very,
him.
yeah, it's him. And like, as again, if you can't get through that, that's totally fine. Like I respect people's opinion to watch what they want to watch, but he's like unapologetically just excited about writing and
Right,
like super stoked. And you come back for, not only is he a good writer, but like his personality,
you
right?
like him, right?
Yeah, and now that like cameras have gotten so good, and the accessibility and like AI editing, to just like splice together a ride, it's like in order to get anywhere on YouTube, is like you have to have, good camera, be a decent writer, have some personality in there
Right,
to like grow anything.
right.
But then you also look at other opinions like Pink Bike back in the day, where they released the article that said, people who, nobody wants to see you bumble down a mountain. Anyone who's doing content creation or YouTube, whatever, posting videos online, are only doing that because they couldn't make it in the pro scene, which is like, we've already gone through it. Like, this is old news. That's the
Right.
worst take I've ever heard about content creation. And it's totally opposite, because I encourage literally everyone, any of my
Yeah.
subscribers, any of my friends, get a camera, record yourself, because you are going to become your biggest fan,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's
Oh
like
yeah.
you are going to enjoy watching your own footage the most, and that's totally cool and okay.
I had 20 minutes between two of my trains at work and I watched my most recent video. That's what I did for those 20 minutes because and, like I'm unapologetically. And like for me, like I've never I do think so kind of my favorite channel will always be, and it's not there anymore, it's BCPOV. I'll always love that channel because that's what got me into mountain biking. And I really liked what Eric did because he was very vulnerable. Like he was just like you could tell he had a lot of like anxiety issues and like he just wasn't like the most adventurous guy, but like
But look at what he's doing now with Uno Moto.
right, exactly. And it stinks that it ended the way it did. And listen, he doesn't owe me anything. It doesn't, but like that will, but like my favorite channel, like you want to talk about personality now, Sam Pilgrim. I adore Sam Pilgrim. And you know what it is? He's a great rider. But I want to just be that guy's best friend. Like he seems like I even like my fiance has watched videos of him and she's like, I wish I got this excited about anything. And like he's
Yeah.
just so happy to be. And there's like you said, that's why I like with some of my videos, I try to like let my personality go. Like I've got a big personality. Like it's just it's who I am. And you guys have accepted me into your group, which I couldn't be happier about. But it's like I try to do that every now and then and try to, throw it out there. But at the same time, too, like I don't have these like grandiose like I don't want to be a skills would fill. Like I don't want to be
Hmm.
that. Like if I can make like a couple bucks off my YouTube channel, like I'm gonna do it anyway. They could tell me like, hey man, YouTube's now like $5 a month. You have to pay us. I'd be like, all right, whatever. And I'd still probably do it,
Yeah.
like
Okay, the frauds are back. A little
frauds are back.
quick little break. But before we were leaving, you were kind of talking about what you wanted to get out of doing videos.
Right.
Like what is it about doing videos? Like what's kind of a goal you have, either for 2025 or next year, 5 years? Yeah, what do you want to get
So
out of it?
I mean, the thing that's like so special about like kind of the action camera and maybe hopefully this answers the question is a lot of the time when you see people like out and about like when they're in a touristy area they're always taking their phone out and snapping photos taking videos. The thing I think that's like great about action cameras is it's not in the way, it's just with you. You're not, you're hitting start and what you see it sees where it's like I
So
mean
true.
and it's not like taking away from any experience that you have. And you know, the other day, literally yesterday, hit I cleared a table, that 20-foot
I
table.
saw that. Nice job too. That's your biggest
Yeah,
jump yet, right?
cannot play that on this channel, but my reaction was raw. Like you saw it. Like it like and I got that on camera and it's great because now I have that memory for forever. And I put it on the internet, I edited it, and I actually that's my first bleep that I've second bleep I've ever put on that channel because I'm trying to be a little more conscious of that because even I don't want to hear myself curse that much, but uh it's so good because I just want to keep seeing myself because I went back and looked at a video from 2 years ago, me riding that trail that I wound up putting on the internet. And I rode around a lot of stuff and plopped over a bunch of jumps. And it's just kind of crazy to see how far I came. And it's
100%.
and like for me, I just want to continue to do what I've been doing. And if I meet some new friends along the way, and eventually if I can get out to the West Coast, or you guys come out to the East Coast, and I just meet more people, and I've made so many great friends from this, and I don't think that filming takes away from your experience at all. I think sometimes like I find myself going, all right, let me ride a different trail so I can kind of get a little bit something different to put out there. And but like at the
Sure.
same time, that's not necessarily a bad thing where you're like, let's mix it up a little bit. You know what I mean? And I just want to keep doing what I do. Like I just like if I can get monetization on my channel, that'd be great. But I enjoy it, and it's made me meet some like without YouTube, I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
Yeah,
You know what
true.
I mean? Like we wouldn't be buddies. Like it's crazy to think. Like it's I just want to keep doing what I want to like do what I do. Like I have a couple sponsors, but it's all handshake agreement. There's no like contract that I owe anybody, and And that's
Yeah,
not this that's not to say like, listen, if Intense or like Canfield want to sponsor me, like I completely whatever you need.
yo,
You
in
let me
this
know.
economy, crazy.
You're giving me a free bike, whatever you want. Everybody's got a price, and that is mine. But
Dude, it's actually so there's like three kind of topics I want to talk about in late in that.
yeah, go
One
ahead.
is, and we'll touch on it briefly because I know it's kind of you're passionate about this. When
Hmm.
you did the jump, like good job, sweet. It's
Yeah,
really cool to see you doing the trail previously and going around it and then hitting that jump 2 years later and being like, holy crap, here's actual
yeah,
progress. But you also posted it in a short form content.
yeah.
Talk to me
I
about
did.
short form content.
Okay, so I. All right. How long do you have? How long was the
Let's hear
session?
it.
So I think I don't I don't like to I think innovation I think the world continues to innovate no matter what we do. At one point somebody said there was somebody out there be like automobiles will never replace horses and I don't think YouTube is dying. I don't. I know people say that. They like to say that cuz like the rise of TikTok and things like that. I don't have a TikTok. I don't have a Twitter. I don't have a Facebook. Maybe I'm just an old man. I don't know. But I put it, I put it down, and I did make it into a reel, hoping to share that because I do know that those spread pretty quickly. But I have a bit of an issue with doing that, and I've done it. Don't get me wrong. Like I like making my mixes to whatever song I'm feeling that week. Like I enjoy that. I think
Yeah.
that's cool. But at the same time, I feel like taking a ride like like let's say 5 hour long day of riding and condensing it down into like 20 seconds of just the flashiest thing defeats the purpose of doing what you do. And maybe some people want that, they just want the highlights, and sometimes I just want the highlights, and sometimes that's what I do. But I think it's the flashier side of YouTube that I don't love. Like, and it's
Yeah.
my personal taste. Like,
I mean, it
there's a
very
lot.
much is like
Yeah.
this is the best section from the ride, which makes sense. Like people's attention spans, including mine, are low.
Oh yeah.
Like they're so
It's
low that like the amount of people that watch even a 15-minute video all the way through is like 10%. You know what
right.
I mean? But you can
Exactly.
get like way more like CTR, click through rate. You can get a
Yep.
lot more of that. You can get transition to like the full length content. But one reason why um, I wanted to ask you about that is because I have like a similar view actually,
Hmm.
in that I did a lot of short form content. Um, our buddy like Levi, who was Single Track Sasquatch, he's like rebranded, whatever. But him and I were kind
Shout
of
out to
both
Levi.
pushing.
Cool
Yeah, shout
dude.
out to Levi. We were both pushing for 1,000 subscribers, which is one of the stipulations to get monetized.
Yeah.
And a real easy way to get cheap subscribers is by short form content, right?
Yeah.
But those people, it's like they're literally two different audiences. The people that watch only short form content that just sit and scroll, doom scroll, versus
Yeah.
people that care about the whole story attached to the highlights.
Yes.
Two totally different audiences. And so
They
for
don't come
me,
back. Yeah.
I completely stopped doing short form content because I
Yeah.
was like, this is I don't like doing this. I would rather post long form. I'd rather see the whole story. That's what I want to watch myself. I don't want to spend the extra time editing. And so I was like, if I don't get the subscribers that quick, that's fine. But I think in the long run, that actually helped
I
my
agree.
channel grow because those are the if that's the content I'm going to be doing, those are the people that are going to keep watching like my core audience, right?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I do it from time to time just because it's like I'm trying to get myself off the ground. I've gotten away from it for a little bit. I kind of more push it on Instagram, and that's just kind of just to share with my friends because that's like I've deleted my Instagram so many times because I have such a conflicting interest about social media. But I was like, I don't. I was like, I'll keep it, and it's like I'll show to people, and it is a place where like I feel like it's another place you can share it. So, but like, I've noticed it's funny. I've actually tried a couple like comedy things, and they've done like okay. I did one where I did with my buddy Andre. I didn't tell him I was doing this. I just told my buddy Pete. I was like, "Yo, just hit play. I'm gonna talk." And I did the Make a Steez Foundation, how children born without the ability to steez, and my buddy Andre was just like. Okay. And like I like for me, like stuff that's like stupid stuff, but like I don't want to be like pigeonholed. Like if that blew up, let's say, I mean it wouldn't because it's dumb, but like let's say it did, like I don't then want to be labeled as like the comedy mountain
Sure.
bike guy. Like I know that there are people who do that, guys like normal mountain biker and Colorado Kid, like, and they're good. Like it's funny stuff, but it's like it's not. I don't think it's sustainable, and maybe
Yeah,
it is.
that's exactly the word I would use is like
Maybe it is.
for
Maybe
what
it
you want to
isn't.
do. Yeah, it's not sustainable.
It's just like I don't know. I think at the end of the day, like if you and it's corny, but you know if you do what you want to do and like you're not beholden to any contract or anything, like just do what you want. You know, who cares? You know,
Yeah, and
it's
that's actually another good segue is like the
yeah,
sponsorship and like the
yeah,
contract stuff is
yeah,
you so you have like about 500 subscribers, right? Which
yeah.
is it's a great achievement, but in the YouTube world, that's like not a lot. Yet
No,
you
not at
have
all.
handshake agreements with
Yeah,
people. Talked about like what that is, some of the benefits, because I think a lot of people might look at how easy it is to start recording yourself and start putting out videos, and think like, oh yeah, I can get sponsored, especially if they look at like if someone watches me and they're like, wow, I've done that same trail, but I've done it way faster and way better. I can do the
yeah.
same thing he's doing. And then start it, they're like, yeah, I want to get a free bike. I want to get deals. I want to hook up with a bike shop to get all my maintenance for free. Like that stuff's really kind of hard to come by. And it's
It's
especially in the bike industry right now within the economy.
yes, even for like these big name riders, it's tough. And for me personally, I don't really want to be beholden to anybody. Like I said, everybody's got their price. If you want to offer me a free bike and you tell me I gotta, you know, do something, maybe I'll consider it. But
I'll tell you, it's the best dang bike I've ever ridden.
this is the best bike, you know. I'll tell you that for true. But I just for me like so I do have two handshake agreements with a clothing company and a media company. Here Dirt
What
Apparel.
are those? Like, what are the
So
benefits?
so Here Dirt Apparel has been with me basically since like day one. They're great. They you know and it's essentially we both have an agreement where anytime I post a video, I'll shout them out. I have a promo code through them, and they make mountain biker specific clothing. And I messaged them. I basically, if they were small comment, I'm like, I love this shirt. Like, do you want to work together? And they said yes. So we've gone through that. I'll message them every now and then, be like, hey, you know, you guys want to send me this, and, you know, whatever, and they'll say yes, and it's cool. Like, you know, there's no pressure to do anything except for just shout us out, and like at any point, either one of us could go, yeah, we're good, thank you. But they've added since they've started working with me about 5 or 6 other brand ambassadors, and I think it's working for them, which is great. And they're super nice people, and I'm really happy to work with them. And the media company, like even right now, I like what they do. It's Classer Media, based out of Wales, and they all. I basically said to them, listen, I'll promote your site because I like what it is. It's essentially just it's like a site where you can if you don't want to share your stuff on YouTube, you can upload it, geotag it, and then there's a cloud service. And I said to him, like, when you get a premium service and cloud services, go online, just give me that,
Wait,
and we'll
what
be
does it
good.
do? Is it like a video platform?
So it's action camera specific site. So it's the way what I like about it is you could share with as many people as you want, or you can keep it to yourself. So a lot of people get it like they basically said they don't like using YouTube because they don't want to put the stuff out there. So they created this site where you upload it and you geotag it and you can make files and you can make things. It's essentially a diary, like a literal
Okay.
diary. And they have cloud services coming. And I like the idea of like because it is intimidating. Some people don't want to put their stuff out on the
Yeah.
internet. And I like it. And we have a handshake agreement. Say, hey, listen, whenever you get that cloud service, give me access to it and give me a key to it, and we'll do it. And if not, then we're good. And we both have a handshake agreement, and I love that. But I don't necessarily think I would want something like that. I think it sounds good, but like I don't want this thing that I love to feel like I have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't want to feel the pressure of like I have to make a video every week because I have to appease this person. And listen, like I said, if somebody was like, Propane came knocking at my door and Propane went, "Hey, we've got this brand new rage for you. You mind putting out a video for us every week?" I'd probably change my tone. But
Propane.
yeah, Propane and Propane accessories. But I feel like they've missed the mark on a shirt there somewhere. I don't know, but I don't know how you feel about that, but like I don't want it to feel like a job ever, you
So
know?
I I took the job approach. So some of my subscribers will know this, but long story short, I took a year off work when I was transitioning out of like the corporate world and
Yeah.
into the bike scene. I had the opportunity to take a year off work and just ride my bike. And so I
Hmm.
did that. And in that year, I focused on like YouTube will be my full-time job. Like literally content creation, that is what I would call myself, was a content creator for sure in that year. Like solid writing, good story, engagement. I'm going to make the thumbnail, think about the title. I created like a content creation resume of like the best videos that I've done, the analytics, the stats, again, click-through rate, literally I treated it as a business, created the resume, and I sent it out to companies that I wanted
Yeah.
something from, and I just said like, yeah, here's my portfolio. Here's a couple snippets of some stuff that I've done.
Yeah.
I really like your company for these reasons. Here's the my proposal of working with you. What can we? Is there like a middle ground? Can we work together? What's the deal? I sent that to
Yeah.
a ton of people, and I ended up getting like I don't know some not really any handshake agreements, but like I became a Jensen ambassador, which gets
Hmm.
like a percent off. You get an affiliate link that, if people go
Right.
to the site, they can buy something, it helps the channel out, whatever. Um, and then you have to go through like different campaigns with them that I kind of stopped doing in some respect. I really did that because I used Jensen so much and I was like, biking is so expensive
Yeah.
that like
Yeah.
I need to make it more affordable.
Oh
And the
yeah.
the YouTube thing enabled that to be more affordable, right?
That's a
And
good
then
point.
like my DV Highlander video came out, and that bike was so special because every component on there was received like at a discount because of the channel. So it
That's
was like
awesome.
that bike was basically me saying, it's normally an $8,000 bike. I got it for X because of all this work I've done previously.
Right.
And that was like, I was stoked about that. And I think a lot of people would be really amped if that
Yeah.
was kind of like a more realistic target. So like
Right.
for full transparency for people out there, I have like three, I don't know what it is. Let me check real quick. Um, because I think this is cool. I have almost 4,000 subscribers, so 3,849 at the time this
Awesome.
is coming out. And so I am monetized. I've been monetized for a while,
Yeah.
and you know, my videos don't do great right now, kind of in a slump. But I'm stoked if they get like 1,000 views. But I'm also stoked if I get like $100 a month. That's kind of the goal from ad revenue is
Right.
$100, right?
Yeah.
That's so little for the amount of work and time that it's taken to
Right.
to get here. So just as like a realistic thing is like the sponsor thing doesn't really work. Like you can make it more affordable. You can reach out to companies. I do suggest that. You can get ambassadorships, depending on different
Hmm.
things. Like definitely shoot your shot. But like the
Yeah.
odds of us getting a frame, getting a bike built are so low, like
Right.
almost
Yeah.
non-existent. And I'm with you. Like I don't know if I would want that, but at the same time, like I mean, I work for Propane. Like I want to
Right.
be a walking billboard for them because I love what they do, what they're about. I
Yeah.
love their bikes. Even though I still have my Highlander, I still have my Slash Plus.
Yeah.
Like biking is so expensive, but
Of course
if
not.
they came and they were like, "Yeah, hey, employees get a free bike," it's like you can bet that I'm going to be riding that. That's essentially what happened to the
Honestly.
Spindrift, right? So
Yeah.
it's like
No.
I'd probably take it, but that's if I wasn't working for Propane. Since I am working for them, it's like I just want to ride their bikes. I think they're sick.
I
But
get it.
that's my yapping spiel on
No,
sponsors and
it's
content creation.
listen,
It's tough.
it's a very, I think if you're getting into this looking to be the next, I don't know, Brendan Faircloth or, Jackson Goldstone. You can. I'm not saying you can't. Maybe it's just because we're a little older. You know, we've kind of been there, done that, so to speak. Like we're MTB elders or whatever. At least I am. You're not really, but you're still in your
29?
20s. Yeah, you're still in your 20s. So, um, I just for me, it's like I don't ever want this to feel like a job. You know, I truly like I bounced around for so much like hobby to hobby, and I finally found something that I'm so head over heels in love with. And this stuff that I do, I'm gonna keep doing it whether or not I want to, like whether or not, you know, I feel like anybody's watching or not, because I'm gonna watch at the end
Yeah,
of the day.
exactly.
And for me, like it's I don't ever want to think about when I go out for a ride, and I have, and I've gotten away from it now when I've kind of just like not accepted, but I know what I am. Like I'm just a guy who rides a bike, and sometimes people watch it. Like it is that's cool. Like that's cool with
Yeah.
me. Like that's why I don't view myself as a content creator, because I just view myself as a guy who just makes a video every now and then. Sometimes people watch it, and I don't ever want to go out there and say to myself, man, what will play well? You know, what's gonna play well?
Dude, it's
Like
tough. I've done it.
I
It's
know,
hard.
I know, and I've done it too, and I've gotten away from it. Like the video, like the two video essay-ish things I made were me talking about trail networks, and that was because I like was wanted to talk about them. It's not because I thought that they would do well. Like my why beginner trail network videos are like it didn't do well, and like that's fine, but I enjoyed making it. Like
Hmm.
I remember having like like a camera, like a camcorder, filming me and my friends skateboarding in like the seventh grade. Like I remember doing that back then. Like I enjoyed that, and like that. This is what that like brings me back to, because at the end of the day we're riding a bike. Like that's what you're
It's not that
doing.
deep,
Like
man. We're just riding
it
bikes.
listen, but it is, but it isn't. Like it's you get what you want out of it. And like we said, this is two different perspectives. Like for me, like if you know Jensen wanted to like reach out to me, like I might be open to it. But like I don't know, man. Like I want to do I just want to just ride my bike and have a good time and meet
Yeah.
some good people, man. That's kind of all I want out of it. It's true. It really is. And I think that should be for like the biggest lesson, if anybody takes anything away from this, at least from my perspective, is you got to enjoy what you do first and foremost. Don't do it for someone else. Do it for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, you might have an obligation, but at the end of the day, like, you got to like what you do, because otherwise, why do it? Life's too short to waste your time doing stuff you don't want to do.
And it's also interesting of like the amount of people that I know that do the YouTube record themselves that have stopped. Like
Yeah.
I just have lists in my head of people that I started watching that now have stepped away from like recording as much and posting as much, and
Yeah.
some even went as far to just like cancel and remove their whole channel because they were falling into that pit that you talked about of
Temptation. Yeah.
it's sending something that you know is out of your wheelhouse to get views is like not safe, not worth it. It's like for what reason? You know what I
Certain name
mean?
comes to mind, but I'll leave it be. But
But and it's I don't know, it is hard. Yeah, I agree. I think you should always just enjoy what you do.
yeah.
And it's not like I mean, I don't want to say like getting famous does have its drawbacks because I guess it actually does. Like
Yeah,
I
it
know
can
you
for
met
sure.
people and that's sweet that you have had good interactions and like you've become
Yeah.
friends with them. I've met some people that have not had a good interaction.
I remember that story.
Yeah, and that was like pretty eye-opening because that was the first time like
Yeah.
people were just blatantly upset for something that I did that was completely legal, I guess. And
You know
they
what?
were like,
It's funny. Talk to me, because you've probably experienced this more than me. What's the like what are the more I don't know how much time we have left, but I think probably like 15 minutes. But
yeah,
talked about like some of the downsides of this, because I think there are positives, but there are also downsides to
yeah.
this.
I think one of them is like you are on the internet. Like we
Yeah.
don't know what that's going to be like in 10 years. We don't know what content, like everything is going to be saved. Like my face is out there, my name's out there, all
Hmm.
of that stuff's out there. And we don't know really how that's going to affect me long term yet. So
Hmm.
that unknown's a little bit scary. It's also scary that like, yes, being recognized can be super cool. It can be quite scary. Like I'm just gonna say it's out there for anyone listening. I'm gonna look in the camera when I say this. If you meet me out on the trails, I give me a wave. It's super fun. It's nice. Please do not ask for my number to go riding with me. Like that is the most awkward thing. And I'm not gonna lie to you, somebody did that. And if you're watching that, awesome. Like I can now bring it up.
I
But
almost just spit took it to the camera. I'm
dude,
sorry.
it's like
That's so uncomfortable.
we are not friends. Okay. Like
Yeah.
some of my subscribers I actually have become friends with, which is super cool.
That's weird.
But if we've never met and we meet like naturally on the trails and it's not an organic, like we're going to hit the same lap, it's flowing.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times I don't like to tell people, oh yeah, I like make YouTube videos. It's like if they recognize me, cool.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
I am recording something, I'm like, hey, do you mind if I follow you? I might post this. Are you okay with that? Yes or no? And then, if they say no, then sweet, I don't post it. If they say yes, then okay, sweet, here's the channel. Like, but
Yeah.
yeah, I had one experience where a guy just straight up asked me like, oh, we should go for a ride sometime. Like, do you want to exchange numbers right now? And I was like, I literally told him, I was like, sorry, dude, I don't ride with people I don't know. Thanks for watching the channel, but like, no.
That's
And
kind
then
of
the other
hot.
downside is like, yeah, when I had the negative interaction of people like mocking the channel, mocking me,
Yeah.
basically like I thought I was gonna like actually get assaulted. It was quite scary.
I remember
Um,
that. Yeah.
is like that makes me not. I've literally have not been to that trail system since because I just don't want to deal with those locals,
I
which sucks.
understand.
And then the other downside is like you look at skills with Phil, and he's so unbelievably recognized, and the amount of content he probably cuts of people
Yeah.
coming up to him taking photos is like
Yeah.
he probably cannot ride his a local spot and just ride anonymously. Like somebody is probably always coming up to him.
Yeah.
That would get so draining.
That's yeah. For me, like again, I haven't gotten that, and I hope I never do. It was cool that like those guys like recognized me, but one of them was like, "Oh, you're with your fans." I was like, I literally said like, "Don't say that." I'm like, dude, I was like, and I said to him, I was like, "You're just a guy. I'm just a guy. We're the same type of person." Like I always say this all the time in all my videos. I'm just a guy. Like I don't think my
Yeah,
opinion's better than anybody's. I don't think that like I don't like even being like an obnoxious Northeast New Yorker, like I don't think that like I'm better than anybody. I don't. Like I really don't.
yeah.
But it's first of all, if you don't know, I'm gonna look at the camera when I say this. If you don't know somebody and just leave them be. Say hi and keep it pushing. That's all. They don't owe you anything.
What was
Like,
cool though about that is like at my enduro race when I crashed and
yeah,
broke my hand, there was a
yeah,
kid who came up to me, and he was like, "Dude, no way, you're MTB Corbin. I watch all your stuff.
that's
Like
cool.
I'm an actual like I'm a fan. Can you sign my bike?" And I was like,
My hand
"What?"
hurts.
Dude, I was like, no
That's
way.
see,
He's like,
that's
I'm trying to get
cool.
my bike like signed by a bunch of cool people, and I can't believe you're here. And it
See,
was
that's
like
cool.
that
That's
was
cool.
the most humbling experience because
Yeah.
it also taught me of like this kid, which is why I always try and do like family friendly stuff, is like I want to make sure anyone can kind of watch the channel. But like
I'd like to point out I've been very good. I'd like to point that out.
the it's like you can have a positive impact on people's lives in this mountain bike video content creation scene
Yes, yes.
without sending the biggest stuff. And like
That, yeah,
without being a top enduro racer, people
yeah.
still want to watch and I still want to watch my own stuff. So like that's going to be like the key point when I come back from my hand finally is like
Overcoming that.
yeah, like I really do not need to push any enduro times. I don't need to push for any PRs. Like
Yeah.
I just need to get back on my bike, ride, and some people are going to be stoked on that, and that's cool. Like, yeah,
So, so like I think that pretty much resonates with me. I think what to answer in a roundabout way, what I want going forward is I want to continue to be like a positive like influence on people. I haven't had that type of interaction yet, but I've been pretty open with a lot of my struggles with certain things. Like I said, I'm pretty open. I have pretty bad obsessive compulsive disorder, and I don't mind talking about it. I used to be pretty like in tight about it. And I want people to realize it's okay to, not be okay sometimes, like I think sometimes, especially in scenes like this, I think there are those like hyper masculine bro types where it's like, oh, this is the sickest thing ever, bro. And then like, but there's days I think when we had it, you said it to me and I've never forgot it was if you've never had a bad day on the bike, I envy you. And there's those days where you
Yeah.
beat yourself up because you have a bad day. And like I want people to feel like it's okay to feel that way. I want people to like know that it's like okay to, you know, be upset, to, have things like that and and to talk about it. Like that's okay. Like, and if it's through the mountain bike scene, then so be it. Like I made a video about why I think more young guys should get into mountain biking because I think it's such an accepting, for the most part, an accepting environment. And it's just great. And I've met so many, I've become such a big brother figures to some younger guys that I ride with. And it's like humbling for me that these guys
Yeah.
come to me for life advice. And and I try to do that at the bike park too. I I all these slow riders that like have apologized to me that are in front of me, I will pull them
Dude.
aside. I
Oh,
will I will pull them aside in the tent. And I tell them the same thing. I say, I dropped in behind you. I made that decision. You don't owe me anything. You don't owe anybody anything. It is okay. Like
yeah.
you are just and there was a woman. I did it. I right over a blind curve, like right up on her, locked the brakes up, and I felt so bad. And I said, no, I should be apologizing to you. I was like, I knew you dropped in. I didn't give you enough time. That's on me. And like, I hope that some young guy out there sees that, or some young girl sees that out there. And it's like, you know what? I dropped in behind that person. I'm not going to run them off the trail. I hate it when people yell rider.
Yeah.
Too bad. You like if I'm on a double black jump trail, if I'm on like Fort Hill or something like that, that's a little different. But if you're on like a blue trail and you're yelling rider, I'm not moving. Like you dropped in behind me. That's a decision you made. So that's sort of where I would like to continue to go
Yeah,
at.
just like a positive influence.
Yep, nailed it.
Yeah,
100%.
I think I relate a lot to that. If I can get people stoked on bikes and just
Yeah.
like out in the scene, and it would be really cool. Like I've always kind of had this dream, especially after the trail system guide videos, some of them have done pretty well, is like being able to travel to different trail systems. Like Quebec has sponsored like Remy to go out there and
Yeah.
ride those trails. I think they sponsored Phil
Phil
as
went
well
there.
to go ride those trails.
There's a
Um,
few. Yeah, they Quebec's been really good with that.
Yeah, and I think it'd be super cool to get added to that list because I really don't think in the content creation world, YouTube, that like a full complete trail system guides have been properly done. And I think
Hmm.
that's something that like if I had the time and if I had the money to be able to do it, I would love, man, I would love to go visit a ton of trail systems, ride there for 2 or 3 days, make a video, that's just like this is if you're going to this trail system, if you're visiting it, this is what you can expect. Here's kind of the overall theme. And now if you want to see top to bottoms of all the runs, here you go. Like
Yeah.
it'd be super cool to do that and get paid to do it.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Like that would be so sick, but it's like that's really hard to do. And so I'll just like keep doing kind of what I can in the meantime.
Yeah.
But that's always kind of in the back of, in the back of my mind that it would be fun to do that. But content also like changes like what I'm into. And I do, like you said, like the flexibility of being able to
Right.
just make what I make and
Right.
yeah, enjoy doing what I want to do. Because at the end of the day, if I'm not having fun, you can very clearly tell that it's not fun, right?
Yes, no, it bleeds through. I'm looking forward to the day when we eventually get a ride together and I come out to the PNW and we make some really awful thumbnail of like, look, East Coast rider experiences PNW for the first time. And
East
just some
Coast Rider
awful
did not know what he was getting into. It turned into this.
yeah. Can he survive? And it's just a
Ended
gravestone.
in
Like
disaster. And it's like,
doctors
you
hate
broke a
him.
nail. It's like, come
Yeah.
on, man. Enough with
Yeah.
the clickbait. Get that
I
get
just,
that
I
crap
just,
out of
I,
here.
I just left my water bottle in the car. Like it's just something like
Yeah.
so minuscule. It's just like doctors hate him, like something stupid. Or you could come out to the East Coast and be like, will a West Coast biker survive the gnarly tech of the East Coast? How many bikes did he break? Yeah,
Yeah, it's like, oh, I broke that. It's like, bruh.
uh, that's funny.
But yeah,
I
I
get
mean,
stuff like
content is great. I think we're approaching the end here. The last thing I'd want to say is like, again, I encourage everyone get a camera, record yourself. If you just do it to like watch yourself, share it with your friends and family, like that's cool. It's a really cool experience to be able to relive the rides. And if you crash and you end up getting off the bike, now you have a bunch of content to like re-immerse yourself,
right.
remember, wow, that was a really cool ride. I kind of remember that, and it helps fill the void. So,
It's funny. I actually, before we go, I showed a video of me, the section of the video I showed you. I showed it to a guy I work with, and his exact words were, "You got some balls on you, don't you?" I was like, I guess. I was like, what, like normal people's reaction to stuff like that, like not normal, like people outside the mountain
yeah,
bike
yeah,
scene, they're
yeah.
like, they just like shake their head at you. They're like, okay, enjoy.
Yeah, like you guys are nuts. It's like try it. I wish it was more affordable to get into, but try it. It's fun.
Yeah, that's another topic for another time. Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing, equipment, cost, value.
Speaking of cost, tires are very expensive right now
Tires
in this
are very
country.
expensive.
There's a reason for that. Anyway,
Anyway, yeah, that's thanks for tuning into episode 2 of the MTB Fraudcast. Denny, any last words for our humble viewers?
well, humble viewers, I appreciate you taking the time out to watch and listen. At the end of the day, you don't have to film anything. I recommend that you do just so you can live vicariously through yourself. But do it if you do decide to do it. Just make sure you do it for yourself. Don't ever feel like you have to appease anybody else. So just always do it for yourself first, because life is too short to waste your time doing stuff you don't want to do. I mean, we have to do things like the unskippable cutscene that is work, but I stole that from an Instagram thing today. But yeah, just like at the
That
end of
was
the day,
wise.
yes, at the end of the day, just do what makes you happy. That's all that really matters when it comes to riding the bike. So do what makes you happy.